All right, people, do not adjust your dial. Do not wait. That might look a little weird. I apologize. It's Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. It's your boy Old Man Logan, aka Logan the Machine, and my boy Kung Fu Kingsington, aka the other KG. And this is episode 166. Now, this week, life has been lifing. We got our main page hacked on Instagram. I don't know if it's necessarily hacked or if this is a meta thing, because now there's something going on with my personal profile where it's not letting me log in on my computer. So I couldn't send out the log to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So me and KG tonight, I don't know if anybody else is gonna join us. We might get King in the Black Road, we might not. But we're gonna go ahead and do our best. We're gonna do what we do, as the best tag team around, aka Kenny Zayn and Logan Owens, you know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and get these introductions out of the way, and we will do what we do.
It's the ginger whiskey assassin, the other KG. Hashtag, y'all gotta chill.
KG, talk to the people.
So I was just sitting back thinking the other day, and I need answers to what's going on with Tony Khan and AEW security in these storylines. Like, how does Gabe Kidd keep popping up and every time the Death Riders had his match, and he doesn't even work for the company? Like, my man's just showing up, setting tables on fire. Darby getting thrown through tables. He got to beat with Darby because he's the one that got put in that body bag and dragged away. This man he works in New Japan, but somehow he keeps popping up randomly in these Death Rider storylines. He's not even officially a member of the Death Riders.
Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I just need to make it make sense, man.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
You know what I'm talking about too. The dude is like, he's like English, the bald dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He just randomly pops up in the middle of these matches on pay-per-view or on Dynamite with no rhyme or reason.
Oh man. So, oh shit, I'm forgetting my damn one. You know what I'm saying? So, KG, welcome to the show, good brother. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to everybody. As we get this episode started, let me get me out of the way.
It's Big Oos, Old Man Logan, acknowledging.
All right, y'all. As always, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for supporting. Make sure you smash that subscribe button on YouTube at NMG TV. Make sure you guys follow us again on the new page. So we trying to regain access to the main page, but we definitely have a backup page now. So you guys make sure that you follow us. The backup page is HTWP underscore HTAD. So Hot Take Wrestling Podcast underscore Hot Take After Dark. So HTWP underscore HTAD. Smash that follow button on there, please, and thank you, so you can get your daily dose of Hot Take Wrestling content until we have our other page back in full effect. All right. So as I was saying, I don't know if I think this is just meta making us go and create meta accounts and make sure everything's in sync and in order. Which, if you're running a business, I guess you should have all of that stuff, going, right? But this has been something that's slowly been morphing into business. It just kind of started as a glorified hobby for us, just guys getting together, talking about all things wrestling. There we go right there. Shout out to the boy Motai. Put it right there for the people. So I'm going to leave it there for a second. And y'all can make sure y'all smash that follow button on Instagram. And make sure you're following us on this page until we regain access. All right, so tonight we are going to talk about Raw. We're going to talk about SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, and then we're going to bring it all back around to Saturday night main event where John Cena had his final match, and we're going to just say our piece about it. Akil, you right there watching, so just hit the comments, brother. I got you. I'm gonna just put your comments up as we go, and we're gonna go from there. Cause I couldn't send out the damn link tonight because of the thing that's going on with Meta. But KG, are you ready, good sir?
Meta World Peace.
That's what it should be, but it's causing a cramp in my ass. All right, brother. Let's get started.
And now, your week in review.
So you know what? I'm gonna need to understand how these wrestlers know where each other live. Cause Cody pulled up at Drew's home while he was meeting with Nick Aldis, and they got into an altercation. You know who has the worst though? AJ Styles. Oh, Wendy. and then LA Knight last year on the build up to WrestleMania. I'm like, how do people keep pulling up each other's houses? How is this like privy information that they could just pop up? Didn't he do it to Logan Paul too?
Yeah, they're going into their respective GMs, email some kind of way.
Exactly, the hacker. Mustafa Ali strikes again.
Right, the anonymous GM is giving out the information.
I just need to make it make sense, man. But that being said, nobody wants to smoke with Jade. She over there whooping people's ass in heels. Michin caught them hands last week on Friday Night SmackDown. Like the build up, I'm a little disappointed. I'm surprised at that main event. That was surprising. There was a lot of botching with Zelina and Rhea. I was shocked because obviously, everybody feels about Rhea, and Zelina is probably one of the more underappreciated hands in the ring, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it just looked very, very botch fest going on right now. But maybe I don't know if they'll ever run it back. Maybe they might have a sour taste in their mouth off of that. But I was actually looking forward to that mixed tag match. So a little bit disappointed that fell through with Dynamite last week. So I didn't get a chance to watch this week. But if anybody ever has a chance, go back and watch that Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher match. One of the probably best matches in terms of like they got under 20 minutes. You'll see it probably in the last, I don't know, X amount of years. And it's not just me saying it. Other people are saying it. Sports Illustrated saying it.
Right.
You got that. You see what I did there. Shout out to Becky Lynch. No, but and then this week I saw MJF came back. So there's going to be a fatal 4-way at World's End. It's going to be in the Chicagoland area. I mean, I would like to have swung that, but hey, life. Wait, did you say life? Lifing?
Life is lifing. Yeah.
I butchered that saying, but shit happens. So
hell froze over. You see who basically said hell froze over.
That's hilarious. Yeah, you know how he feels about it. Exactly. We got a Diddy reference on Dynamite. I don't know what that was about. Said Swerve uses a lot of oil. He's a trash rapper like Diddy. I got to go back and watch that whole segment. I do think it's hilarious, considering the fact that it's similar to what Punk said to him 3 or 4 years ago when he said the mask going to be stained with your shitty spray tan. So it's like, bro, you using spray tan, you come into somebody using baby oil. I don't know which one is worse. But that should be a hell of a fatal 4-way at World's End. The current AEW champion, 2-time AEW champion Samoa Joe against former 2-time world champion and Hangman, and then 2 former AEW world champions, one of them being the longest reigning ever, MJF. So the build to that should be pretty good. And the match itself, they basically, they were trying to get MJF to, in a sense, be a man, quote unquote. I don't know how that, actually execute his contract. I was a little puzzled as to how they did that the last time, though, when they had him challenge for it anyway without when he executed the contract or something. I don't know. They need to go back and revisit that booking for that. Most of the Continental Classic matches have been really good. So that's the one thing that's kind of leading me to try to watch Collision. Because that Continental Classic is just banger after banger, as Seamus says. Punk, he was just throwing live rounds in the head of Braun Breaker. Your dumb father and your dumber brother, his dumber brother Scott. He said even Steiner math knows that GTS equals 1, 2, 3. Hey man, hey, I don't blame him for going there though, because I don't know if it was scripted or not. When he said, "You ever mention my wife's name again, I will rip your eyes out of your head." Like this is 2025. Time I'm gonna take you. Like she don't got to say in the matter.
Right.
Like she just gonna willingly. Okay, Brian.
Yeah. Them type of bombs. Punk was on
Oh,
one, man.
he called Logan Paul a YouTube scammer. What he called Drew McIntyre? He called him a human septic tank or something. I don't.
He was showing them pipe bombs was alive and well, like they was
Oh
definitely
my goodness.
still capable of giving them.
The Usos and New Day still have amazing chemistry. So if you go back and watch that tag match, if you haven't done that yet, they announced, I believe, the first Monday Night Raw of January. We're getting Kabuki Warriors versus Io and Rhea for the tag titles. I'm thinking we're going to see a title change, and maybe that explains why the Kabuki Warriors got that push again. Maybe they're ready to put that on Io and Rhea. Maybe they just wanted to do that because, I mean, I think Charlotte and Alexa did have the most title defenses, they said, if I'm not mistaken. So you want to keep the division fresh, and it's kind of what they should be doing with the Miz division. So it's like, it just didn't seem like Charlotte and Alexa had it that long. But if you have the most title defenses, and they actually did have it, I want to say at least probably close to 90 days. So, and if you have one tag team division, we really don't need these historic title runs. Keeps the division fresh for one, and then two, it always helps, to see, hey, are they going to get back in the hunt? If they don't get back in the hunt, are they going to be utilized as single stars? Because they've obviously been teasing. They even teased. Actually, I want to mention that they teased Rhea and Jade last week on SmackDown. That went over my head when she was backstage right after she talked to Damian Priest. They had that little stare down between the two of them. So maybe seeds planted for WrestleMania. Who knows? Because no one's really beholden to a show. We don't know what the chamber matches are going to be. For anybody for the person that doesn't win the Rumble, we know the chamber is going to be their road to WrestleMania 42. So could be one of those situations where the winner picks Stephanie McClure, and the person that doesn't, or the wrestlers that don't win the Rumble, have an opportunity to go after Jay's championship. So maybe, like I said, seeds are planted there. I'm ultimately think it's going to be Bianca. I think all roads lead to that, and nothing. I'd be down for Rhea too, though. Obviously,
if you had to pencil, right, just before we continue, who would you want? Let's just say Rhea wins, right? Because Bianca's had the moment already of winning WrestleMania. I don't believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, Rhea hasn't, right?
She's never main evented, but she has a pretty stellar record in singles matches because I know she lost to Charlotte.
But she didn't win WrestleMania though, right? Like, not WrestleMania. She didn't win the Royal Rumble.
No, Rhea has not won the Royal Rumble. I believe It's been Asuka, Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, in 2022. 2022 slipping my mind. Was it Charlotte again? No, Charlotte won.
Bailey won one of those.
2020. That was 2024. Charlotte won this year. So I'm missing 2022 and 2023, but those 2 years I'm drawing a blank for some reason in terms of who won the Rumble. I could easily just go back and look and see who was wrestling for the titles. It might have been Ronda Rousey 2022 because she challenged Charlotte at WrestleMania 38. So Ronda must have won then. 2020.
But which one would you rather her?
Oh no, Rhea did win because her and Liv started the Rumble. Rhea won 2023 because her and Liv are 1 and 2, and they finished the last two in the Rumble. There's nothing wrong with a repeat winner. It'll be 3 years after the fact. I would.
Yeah, you're right. 22 was Ronda Rousey because once I looked at this, I remember because of the gear she had on. She had that all black on, and the crowd had like a mixed reaction to her winning because she came back, I believe.
Yeah, she did. She
just came back. Yeah, so, and she faced
Charlotte at WrestleMania 38. Yeah. Because it ended like in a disqualification or something. They didn't even have a finish.
Yeah. But which one would you rather, like, if Rhea does go on to become a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, who would you want her to rather face? Like Bianca, that's easy. I think that writes itself.
Yeah.
That's Jade Cargill because they teased that at the Rumble a few years ago. But in terms of Rhea, though, with fresh, like you said, fresh matchups, who would you want her to go against? Jade, or would you want her to go against Stephanie?
I'm assuming Stephanie's taking that into WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably rather see Stephanie from a standpoint that the storyline is set up better for Bianca and Jade right now.
Mm-hmm.
And now down the line, I definitely want to see Rhea and Jade go at it. Two powerhouses. And Jade just for some wrestlers, she does have a decent amount of chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Tiffany and her had a decent match when they did the title change. It was better than their match at SummerSlam. They got a little bit more time to work to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, that's what I'd rather see. Not even because they're both already on Monday Night Raw, but you both get that international feel too. So you got the Rhea from Australia, Jasmine Fakir from Chile. So it kind of writes itself, assuming Rhea is in that picture, because for all we know, she could still be in that tag title picture by then, because WrestleMania is what 3 months after the first Raw of 2026. So it could be one of those things where they also just stack the tag team match for, because they haven't really done that in a sense since what WrestleMania 38 when Sasha and Naomi had the titles. So you could just get a star-studded tag team match for the title, like a fatal four-way. You could get like a Rhea and Io, and you get Charlotte and Alexa. Maybe Becky gets up. Well, no, I think Becky's roads lead to AJ Lee, so I'll scratch the Becky. But like I'm saying, you can kind of get that loaded though. And go that route. I'm trying to think, was there anything else I wanted to cover? Like I said, they announced LA Knight out indefinitely. I think that's setting up for him to win the Rumble for sure. Because Sammy's had enough moments. I think they both will be world champions at some point in 2026. But I don't think Sammy needs that moment. Sammy's had a lot of great moments. This man is main event at WrestleMania. The first time a tag team title match main event at WrestleMania in history. Like, there's been a tag team match. Like, I think it was Hogan and was it Orndorff, or was he on the other team? I can't remember. Oh, Hogan and Mr. T versus Paul Orndorff and somebody else. So it has been.
I thought that was Roddy Piper.
Yeah, it was Piper. My fault. So it was Hogan and So
Hogan and Mr. T versus Roddy Piper, and I don't know who.
I think it was Paul Orndorff. Was it?
Was it? Well, I'm not. 100%
I
sure.
can't remember either.
I just remember Roddy Piper being involved in that one.
So so it's one of those things. But Sammy's left WrestleMania 3 times as a champion. So I don't think he needs to win the Rumble to get to that point, if that's the route they go with Sammy at WrestleMania. Who knows? Because it has been a little bit while since the babyface has won Money in the Bank briefcase, correct? Because the last time was what, Big E?
I want to say, that was Big E. And you were correct with Paul Orndorff. That was Roddy Piper's tag partner.
Because Big E won it in 2021. 2022 was the heel, because I remember Austin Theory won, but he tried to go after the U.S. title. 2023, Damian Priest was a heel when he won. Mm-hmm. And then last year, who won it?
Last year was Seth.
But who won in 2024? My fault. I'm skipping 2024.
I'm checking for you right now. The last 10 winners from
there had to be a heel.
2024. Sheamus, Dean Ambrose, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, Otis, Big E, Austin Theory, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew won. Okay, and Drew was basically a heel at that point. Yeah, so maybe a babyface is overdue to win Money in the Bank. I think we all are banking on, pun intended, Logan or Dirty Dom more than likely. But
and the last 4 have been from Raw that have won. The last time a guy from SmackDown won was 2017, according to Google, and that was Baron Corbin.
That's factual, though.
Yep.
There you go.
No. Excuse me. 2020 was Otis, and he was on the SmackDown roster at the time. But the last 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 4 have been from Raw. So I'm thinking it'll be a SmackDown guy.
Well, the last 5, because Seth.
Well, not counting 2025. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. So counting 2025, then you count Seth. So the last 5 have been from Raw. So I'm thinking in that theory, it could end up being somebody from SmackDown. Don't necessarily have to take turns, but I'm thinking the last 5 been from Raw. Okay, they should, swing the pendulum over to SmackDown for that. But we could definitely still have LA Knight return at Elimination Chamber and win a spot to Mania then if he
That's a
doesn't win the Rumble.
possibility.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. If it's gonna be
Because
a
was he ever like officially a member of Raw or
yeah,
was it
that's why they did the switch. Yeah, because that's why Sammy went to SmackDown.
okay? So they did officially switch him because
Yeah.
that was the only way I was going to say unless he was always still technically
No,
a SmackDown guy.
his only SmackDown appearances were the build up after they moved him over. I think it was the last time is now tournament, and then occasionally like those one offs when they were doing segments with the division. I think
Mm-hmm.
where he would pop up and because I think he cost Bronson Reed against Carmelo Hayes. I believe, yeah. No, it wasn't that match. It was another match. My fault, because that was Cody that cost against Carmelo. But he did pop up at one point on SmackDown to cost one of the division. But yeah. But that was just the only. I think it was those two instances where he popped up on SmackDown after he was officially moved to Raw. Because they even announced he was officially moved to Raw on it was like right after Sammy moved to SmackDown.
Okay, so yeah, if we're gonna
They
go with
basically
that theory,
swapped.
yeah, then I'm gonna say the next the Royal Rumble winner will be from. No, we were talking Money in the Bank. The next Money in the Bank guys should definitely be from SmackDown, and as far as EC, that could probably be his way to punch his ticket in there.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, all right.
Yeah, because if it's gonna be somebody from SmackDown, I'm thinking if it's not Sammy, it might be Solo with the way they're trying to push MFTs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Bloodline story, the way they did it, it made sense. And some people might have felt that Solo's push was a little premature, but they had to go that route. They had to be like the hostile takeover. I'm creating my own bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going after the title. I'm trying to take back what Roman lost. And it'll be about 2 years removed from Solo being in that main event slot. So if it's a SmackDown, it'll probably be either Solo or Sammy, I'm guessing, unless somebody else emerges and just catches, on like wildfire type thing.
You know who somebody I would love to see Solo have a match with right now? That's like on the come up. I would love to see him and Obafemi mix it up in the ring.
Yeah,
I think they would have a great match, dude.
yeah, especially because it's a running joke. They said Gunther was the 4.25 star general because all of his matches in the last time was now tournament got 4.25 star. But did you want to go over some NXT results real quick?
Yeah, so NXT was on December 16th, Tuesday. Y'all know, if you don't know, it's on Tuesdays on the CW network. But there was some confusion that took place on NXT this past week with a women's North American Championship match where there was actually a botch and we got a new champion, that being Thea Hale, winning the NXT Women's North American Championship by accident against Blake Monroe. So she was not supposed to win, according to reports. But there was some mishaps, miscommunications that took place. And 1, 2, 3, Thea Hale is crowned as the new North American Women's Champion. Now, while I can see that was supposed to be a quote-unquote mistake, I think it's long overdue. Thea is a veteran of the NXT locker room now at this particular point in time. And you've had some people, not necessarily that came after her, but I think some people that maybe weren't necessarily as concentrated on as much or not as talented as her kind of got the rub before she did. And, she kind of was, I'll be honest, even myself, like when she was a part of Chase University, she was a big component of NXT. But as that began to subside, you know what I mean, we got to see less and less of her. So fast forward now, and she gets this opportunity. I think this is going to be a big step for her. Even though, it was supposed to be a botch. All right, let's see where she can go with it. She reminds me personally, now I haven't heard anybody else say this, but for me personally, she definitely reminds me of like a female Daniel Bryan. She just kind of has that scrappiness about her. She just kind of gives me those vibes to where it's like, yeah, she's that lovable underdog, and you don't necessarily know if she's going to win, she's going to lose, but you enjoy her energy that she brings to the ring and what she does in the ring. So I want to say congrats to her, and hopefully we'll see her get a lengthy title reign, even though it was supposed to be a mistake. All right, so that was some of the big news that came away from NXT. Moose returned to NXT to challenge Ethan Page to a title match, which is of course, for the North American men's title. All right. Hank and Tank defeated OTM. Let's see what else happened. Looks like they got Ricky Saints and Javon Evans getting ready to feud for a bit, removing Ricky Saints from the title picture, I guess, getting him ready for maybe to get called up. Javon Evans has been placed in a nice space where he has definitely been one of the brighter stars and central figures of NXT. So this will be another, you know what I'm saying? This will be another time for him to have a highlighted match, you know what I'm saying, with somebody that's a veteran that could definitely take him to the next level. So let's see what else. Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair defeated Fallon Henry and Laney Reed. And this is a shocker to a degree. We got Leon Slater of NXT. Leon Slater of NXT won the Fatal 4-Way match between himself, Miles Bourne, Deion Lennox, and Joe Hendry to become the new NXT #1 contender for the title. So he's going to face Leon Slater, and Leon Slater is going to face Obafemi, excuse me. And Leon Slater is TNA's X Division champion. So now we kind of seeing the ball, you know, changing of the guard, I guess, kind of the, you know, TNA getting their shine with NXT, because as NXT entered this partnership with TNA, it was very NXT heavy. You had Trick Williams go over there and become the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, held on to that title for several months, and had some, you know, very good looking matches over there, you know, that focused on, you know, kind of hyper focused on him being champion there, giving him a whole nother set of eyeballs to watch. And then you had Kalani Jordan over there as NXT Women's Champion. I think she just recently lost. But now we're getting ready to kind of see the flip of that, where you're now seeing TNA talent being pushed in a manner that the NXT talent was pushed over there. So I think Leon Slater, man, he's a ball of energy. They've had him pairing with Javon Evans on NXT. They had the match at Saturday Night Main Event with Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. One of the highlights of Saturday Night Main Event. And as we get ready to talk about Saturday Night Main Event, I think they really put an emphasis on giving that card, you know, a pay-per-view feel, because it was the last time that John Cena was supposed to wrestle. You know, this was his final match. So let me see. So yeah, that was NXT. And from there, man, KG, you want to go ahead and head into Saturday Night Main Event?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So I saw some people reviews for some of the quote unquote experts. I can't remember which writer it was, said felt like it all kind of felt flat. You know, outside of the Cena and Gunther match. And I said, I don't agree with that. They were trying to protect Oba. So I kind of understood the route they went with that. I thought they were having a decent match prior to Drew coming in and causing a no contest as they ruled it. I thought Sol Ruka, for the time that they had, I thought her and Bayley had a hell of a match. I think they got like 10 minutes too. Now you go back and watch that. You had some good stuff in it. It looked very fluid. I know somebody said that you could see Bayley was kind of waiting. Yeah, waiting for her rather to hit that cartwheel DDT. And I said, well, you know, they ain't no different than when everybody jumps off the top rope and the pile's waiting. You know, right. It is what it is. It looks a little bit weirder when it's the one person. But I thought they had a really good match personally. That was my second favorite match on the card. Now, he did say he was a little disappointed Javon Evans and Leon Slater didn't get more time against AJ and Dragon Lee. Mm-hmm. I could definitely see that. But it was just complete chaos, though. I liked it for what they gave them. That 7-8 minutes, whatever they got. They were just like pedal to the metal. All gas, no brakes, as Jacob Fatu said, like right from the get-go. I enjoyed that, honestly. They, you know, they could have timed it a little better. They didn't have to have that segment with Joe Hendry. You know, that could have been dedicated to giving Javon and them a little bit more time, because they're the only ones that really kind of got shortchanged.
Yeah.
But like I said, I thought for that time, they did pretty well. Gunther was on Monday Night Raw. John Cena chopped out like a little bitch.
I can't take him seriously when he does stuff like that, and it's like it's the air of arrogance. Like I not saying I don't take that part serious, but it's just kind of like it don't come off forced. But it seems like he's one of them people that don't really curse in his like personal life.
Oh yeah, that part, yeah.
So
But-
it's like him doing that. It was just kind of like I don't believe you, Gunther.
You could tell he was having fun too, though.
Yeah.
He's sitting up there smirking the entire time, trying to cut the wrong. My thing was, bro, I didn't appreciate how the fans were making it more about them than it being. You don't think Cena really had a say in the matter? This is John F. and Cena. Like, let's be real. You
Right.
really don't think that man made the decision to tap out to put Gunther in that stratosphere of, hey, he's gonna be one of the top faces of the cornerstone of this company for the next 5 to 10 years. You don't think that was by design? Like the fans, the fake outrage, this whole clamoring for the 15 seconds of fame. It was. I was more upset with the the streak ending. That's what people were comparing it to, the fan outrage. And I said, well, that's how Cena wanted to go out. Cena hadn't tapped out, they said, in almost 20-something years. Over 20 years. I don't remember the last time he tapped out. Probably was Kurt Angle.
I think they said he tapped out 5 years ago. I can't.
No, they showed it. They said, I think 2004. I think they said it was the last time he actually tapped. He might have they might have stopped the match from because you know what I mean. Like when they raise the arm, the referee has to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say they said 2004 was the last time John Cena tapped out, and that probably was Kurt Angle. I thought they had a pretty damn good match too. It's one of those things. He went out, and that's another thing. He went out. He didn't look like he was embarrassing himself going out. I mean, regardless of it being Gunther, as I said before, how many quote unquote indie stars had some of their best matches against Cena? So in WWE at least.
Right.
I thought that was just great storytelling. I understood why the fans were somewhat upset. But it was the irony behind it. Don't give up, and he gave up.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he wanted to go out and ride into the sunset. And then that segment with AJ, they were teasing that, which is funny. I saw that picture. They was like, Gunther gonna be the career ender. They said 2026 gonna be Chris Jericho and AJ Styles.
Hey, Gunther, the new legend killer. You know.
Yeah. They said 2027. They said it's gonna be Punk and Brock.
Oh man. Well, no, Brock, and that was some news that we didn't get a chance to get to, but Brock says this is it for him. He said SummerSlam 2026 is his last match. It's going to be in Minnesota. He said that is where he's taking the feather out his cap. He's out of here. He's retiring SummerSlam 2026.
Well,
yeah.
Is Brock going to tap out? That'll be the day.
Bro, I don't think Brock is going out like that. Like, nah. He'll do the whole pass out thing, but yeah,
he gonna go out with a smile on his face.
Yeah, no, he ain't gonna do that. But okay, so listen, from Google says before his retirement match on Saturday Night Main Event in December 2025, John Cena's last tap out was, like you said, in fact, to Kurt Angle, No Way Out 2004, after previously tapping the Angle at No Mercy 2003, and Chris Jericho in July 2002 on SmackDown, marking 20 years between his final tap out and that event. So, yeah, 20 years, two decades?
Yeah. Well, and you know what? If you think about it, we were kind of saying on here, some of us were saying, there's no real tie in to DC, but it kind of was. John Cena was kind of like Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the nation's capital. So maybe that was a fitting place. I don't know. I don't think it really mattered. I think it was more so, was the crowd into it? And the answer emphatically was yes. That's kind of all that really mattered at the end of the day. With that last time is now his last match, and a star was made. That's how I look at it. Now the
Well,
whole AJ.
not necessarily made, but his.
I mean, like a
profile-
made man.
Yeah, he
for
became a
sure.
made man at that point for sure. Yeah, we didn't.
Not made right because he was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time and a 2-time World Champion. So yeah,
Mhm.
and the longest reigning UK champion in history. Yeah. So that being said, maybe they were planting seeds for WrestleMania because we don't know what Gunther's gonna be doing at WrestleMania. That might have just been that might be his match right there, AJ Styles, and I'm down for that.
Yeah, that would be one hell of a match.
Yeah, for sure. Because AJ still got a lot left in the tank. No pun intended.
Right. I personally, and I think AJ has one last title run in him. Like
If they,
not
yeah,
Intercontinental, not mid card, like
actual
the
world,
title.
yeah, one of the world, yeah. I believe that so too. Now I did see two things. I did see that Elimination Chamber. The rumor I put it in our group chat there. The rumor is supposed to be Punk versus Styles at Elimination Chamber.
Okay,
But
so that means we'd have to have a number one contender tournament or whatever,
or something like that, yeah. Or it could just be one of those things where Punk did say he had a list of people he was looking forward to facing. That AJ definitely was one of the names he dropped. And then also, I was thinking about not just potentially his opponent at WrestleMania, but also one of those things where that placement of that match could be, and then given enough time too. I mean, they don't have to. They flip flop a lot of years. They do openers with world titles. I would like to see that be like one of the openers, so they could just go out there and just cook if that is the plan for WrestleMania. But yeah, like you said, like I would definitely think AJ does have another world title run in him should they decide to go that route. I believe most fans would be into it for sure because they are, AJ's just super over. Like I said, he was one of the few people that Dom, while he was catching fire, even though the fans aren't necessarily supposed to be cheering him, AJ is one of the few people that could have took that title off him. It was a short list of people. It was him, Penta, John Cena. That's probably about it. Where the crowd would have been actually popping for that title change.
Right.
So
I want to bring it back to Saturday Night Main Event real quick in terms of I want to bring up the Cody Oba match again first before I go back to Cena because I want to see that match again. I want to see a do-over, like without the interruption. Because I like the placement of your NXT champion versus your It wasn't like, and this isn't a thing of CM Punk not being worthy or anything. What I'm getting ready to say, but Cody's your guy now, right? Like Cena's retired. He's going on to the into the sunset. He's rolled off to the sunset. So you had your NXT champion. Not only did Oba regain the title from Ricky Saints, but enter Oba versus Cody, and they're having this match on Saturday Night Main Event. Of course, we knew it was some kind of chicanery. I didn't think Oba was going to win because I just don't see them. That would have been a hell of a seed to plant to have your NXT champion pin your WWE champion, and it's like, okay, now what do we do? You know what I mean? So it's like now, okay, Oba would technically have the oldest shot at the WWE championship now because he pinned the champion. But I do want to see a do-over with that. If we ever were to get like a bragging rights type of pay-per-view again, I mean, I know that's what War Games was that one time, and it was excellent when it was NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown. But I really want to see them do that over again. And even with the interference and the the stare off that took place between Oba and Drew, even though it was a brief one. Again, Oba's ready, dude. Like, I'm like, he fits. Like, and it's gonna be an instantaneous thing because I was watching him like, yo, he's not winded. He's keeping up with Cody. Like, the pace of the match was good. I was invested, and I knew it was gonna be some kind of way. I'm like, all right, neither of them are getting pinned. I kind of had that in mind already, but I would have liked to have seen that match at least, get a worthy, conclusion to it. So I just wanted to point that out really quickly because I'll be honest, and then you wasn't gonna turn Cody that night because you just lost your guy, but it was one of those things where it's like, yo, this is how you could change Cody in the Highlander, in the Highlander shit. I've been watching Highlander, but into Homelander, Cody, that everybody's been looking for down the road, where you have something like that happen, and it's like, yo, you got the audacity to pin me? I'm the WWE champion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I really enjoyed that match, and I would like to see more. I would like to see them do that again. So I just wanted to point that part out.
He definitely brought a presence where he looked like he belonged there for sure. I think the only problem was like they didn't want, like they wanted both of them protected, and that's the only thing about that. I think next time they might not need to, if they don't want to go all in, so to speak, pun intended, Cody. Maybe you put him in a position where he faces a top tier talent that's not a champion, so that way he can go over, like i.e. a Keith Lee going and beating Randy Orton in his first match. People forgot about that because that was during the pandemic, but I believe Keith Lee debut match on Raw against Randy Orton, and he won clean. So what are you about to say though?
So I just wanted to again touch on the Bayley Sol Ruka match. Why, like you said, there were obvious points in the match where it's like, yeah, she was waiting for her to do this move or that move, so it wasn't as fluid as we would have liked. But I want to give Bayley her kudos because what she is doing, like she's investing in the future, obviously, and she's pushing the future talent. So I just want to give her flowers, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. For that, so kudos to her. And the match wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad match. But let's see. But to bring it back to Gunther and John Cena. Now I know some people, for whatever reason, thought John Cena may ride off into the sunset with a W. I can't even remember who I picked last week. I think I said for shits and giggles Cena, but most warriors, they go out on their sword. You know what I mean? Like they go out on their shield, however the saying is, right? And him winning against Gunther does nothing for Gunther or WWE. No, the story writes itself if he loses to Gunther, who now has the remainder of 2025 and basically the rest of his career to say, hey, you know what? I beat John Cena. He can rest his laurels on that for the remainder of anytime he needs to get a pop. Like as far as a heel pop, I'm the man that defeated John Cena. I'm the man that retired John Cena. You know what I mean? And the instancy of booze is going to take place. But just to see the reaction the fans had to him, like there was a lot of ringside like video that went out. He was Gunther was arguing with this kid. I couldn't tell if this was like a special needs child or just a young kid that just was seeing it out as far as the WWE gear he had on. But he was going back and forth with him. He got on the announcer's table on Monday night and just continue to mock Cena, and and you waiting on somebody to come out. And you like, damn, nobody's coming out. And it's like, nah, nobody's coming out. Even me, I thought Cena would see at least one final goodbye on Raw, but it was all right. That's probably wishful thinking. We probably won't see him again until the Hall of Fame, because he should definitely be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Sorry, Batista, you're probably gonna have to take a back seat to him again. But overall, man, and then the match is over. Cena taps. There's a lot of like mixed emotions about him having that smirk as he's tapping. So not only that, but then of course, the champions to come to give him the titles. He do the one right final around the ring with the titles. Triple H comes up to the ring, and there's a sea, just like an instant barrage of boos that takes over the whole stadium. And it's like, yo, what did Triple H do wrong? Like, what he booked the match wrong? Like, no, this is storytelling 101. The bad guy had to win in this particular space. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's no other way for that to go. Like, I don't know what people were really thinking.
Now I'm gonna let you continue if you weren't done. I actually saw something. It said Triple H botched WrestleMania this year, forced the Yeet movement down our throats, moved the PL leaves to ESPN, booked WrestleMania in Vegas 2 years in a row, books WrestleMania in Saudi, botches the Bloodline storyline arc. I don't agree with that. I thought that was obliterated Cena's heel turn, completely ruined Cena's last match. I don't agree with the bloodline and the last match. I don't agree with that. The rest of the stuff is kind of accurate.
Yeah, yeah. I the things they're trying to say he was wrong for, it's like, yo, nothing lasts forever. The bloodline, as much as I love the bloodline, as much as KG, you've been knowing me for quite some time now, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bigger Roman Reigns fan than me. Like, we were at what was it, Backlash? I can't remember what was it, Monday in the Bank. We've been at numerous events, and I'm the only guy there cheering for Roman Reigns. Like, this is real talk. This is not BS. But that story has to be told. Cody, the bad guy, has to eventually lose. The good guy has to eventually win. Cody, they gave you an extension when they didn't have Cody in the story the first WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, I thought the bloodline storyline arc culminated the way it was supposed to. You had a hostile takeover. OGs came back. They put the Temu bloodline in their place. The other thing I want to touch on, that's partly on Cena too, though. As I said numerous times on here, if you don't commit to being a heel, commit to it. Why are you coming out in Kentucky wearing a Kentucky Wildcat colors, wearing white and blue? Why are you wearing a Phoenix Suns color in Phoenix, purple and orange? Why are you wearing Lakers? They was wearing purple and gold in LA at one point. Like, you want these fans to cheer you. They know you're going out. They botched that because they announced it was his last year. Had they not announced this was Cena's last year, and he just popped up and did the same angle, because he was getting booed those first few weeks, but then people really sat back and thought about it, like, damn, this is the last time Cena gonna be in this arena, in this city, because a lot of those cities didn't get repeats.
Right.
No different than love him or hate him. I saw LeBron live once, but love him or hate him, if LeBron said this is it for me, most people are gonna cheer, no matter how much he probably killed your team. The Knicks, the Bulls. I mean, I can't blame Triple H for that one. Like I said, it's not entirely on him. That's also on Cena, because if you're gonna commit to being heel, commit to it. Like, maybe wear darker color. Not even just a darker colors. It's don't come out wearing the team colors of the state that you're going to.
And here's the other thing with that, KG. They could have totally still did that merchandise with the special colors, for each destination, right? I mean, he had to have it on.
That's true, right?
Throw it on the WWE shop, put it in there, or make it up.
Right, Cena's last time in LA, right? Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Last time is now in LA.
Make it a stadium exclusive or something until it's all the way
right.
Set
Market,
done.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I totally agree with you there. It's like, how are you supposed to boo this man when he's wearing their colors? You know what I'm saying? You still pushing the product, and it's like, he's John Cena, and he's announced this is his last run. So all of those things, now those, they fumbled. They fumbled on those things. Like, I get it. But again, a lot of those things, like, people give Triple H, like y'all do know he's playing a role, right? Like, he is not really the guy, calling all of the shots when it comes to WWE. Now, he's a shot caller, but as I continue to say all the time, and people act like they don't understand this, WWE is owned by TKO. It is not an independent company. It's not owned by one person anymore like it was when VKM was there.
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff that's taking place now that Vince never would have let took place. Like I told you, the price of the tickets, bro. I looked at Elimination Chamber tickets, and I was like, I was so all in, KG. I sent it to text. I'm like, man, let's do it. You know what I mean? United Center is back at the United Center. Dude, I saw the 300 level tickets was $350. I said, are you kidding me? Like, my ex-girlfriend bought tickets for us to see Jay-Z. I think this was around the Magna Carta album, maybe. And it was my birthday present. And I was grateful for it. But when she told me the prices, and we were like, in the 300 level then, like low 300s though, I was like, baby, we could do something else. Like, it wasn't because it just wasn't adding up to me.
What, you didn't want to?
Not no. and you know, the also what the people do as far as Jey Uso's push, that's organic. They ran with it. They actually ran with it. Now imagine if Rusev Day, if they actually ran with Rusev Day when they were supposed to.
Right. Or
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or countless other times we've had that.
Or Cesaro.
Or
they had a
yeah.
Cesaro section when they had everybody was
these organic pushes that literally from the ground up, nobody had to go in the corporate office and think of it. These things happened organically. Why didn't they run with them beyond me? But this is you know, it's like, yo, we actually got to see them run with it with the Heat movement.
But
now Jey Uso don't do him no favors, because I watched that match and I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of the outcome of the Usos winning against the New Day. I felt like that was a story in itself where they literally should have had the New Day win, and the story there should be the Usos learning how to trust each other again in the ring, gelling together in the ring again, and becoming a tag team again. I don't want to just see them, we put them back together, now they dominating all over again. Like, no, that shouldn't be the story. These guys haven't been together for what, 2 years now?
Give or take, yeah. Yeah, because their last, I want to say over 2 years as an actual tag team. Like, they've had some one-off matches on Raw and SmackDown, but as an actual official tag team in the division, yeah, it's been over 2 years. I want to say that match against Solo and Roman was the last time, because right after that, Jimmy turned heel at SummerSlam.
So yeah, it's like, how? Like, no, this is back. Now that booking, y'all want to trash him for that? Cool, I'm with that. And I get it. The Usos are also popular, but the New Day are too. You know, and it's not a racial component to what I'm saying per se, but I just feel like that does a disservice to the tag teams that have been there, putting in work in the tag team division, where you just slap them back together. Oh, okay, you know what? We gave Jay his push. Now we're gonna make him a tag team again. And remember, we reported on this months ago, so it's just finally happening. But it's one of them things where it's like, no, the story there should be the brothers learning to trust each other again in the ring. I was totally upset, bro. The 1D, Jimmy didn't catch. Big Jim didn't even have his head. I'm just like, yo, what are we doing here? Like that was terrible. That booking, them winning, yeah, no, that was terrible. They missed a whole story there that should have been done. But it's other things. It's just like, and I'm a Triple H stan. I get it, so I'm gonna defend him for a lot of stuff. But it's a lot of stuff I don't defend him for.
Literally, if those ticket prices, Jey Uso's lyrics gonna be reality. It's just me, Us.
Like, yo, we are. I mean, everyday people with bills, just like everybody else, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just like, these ticket prices are outrageous, and they say it's as much of a POS as they say Vince McMahon was. Vince tried to keep ticket prices to a particular minimum so it could still be, you know, affordable for families. You know what I'm saying? $350 a pop in the 300 level, bro. How?
Hey man, they use UC tax.
Man, I'm like, all right, well, I'll get y'all next time you in Rosemont.
Yeah. Hey man, it's a price to pay. You going to the house that Jordan built.
Man. I said, was the ticket was the price to get the UC that much? I'm like, it can't be. Like, AEW stay in the UC.
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is this: they end up back at there. We're gonna have to switch it up. We ain't going to Giordano's. We're going to Small Chabal. Oh, they got one in Rosemont, for real. It's right by the Giordano. You had Small Chabal before, right? You had Small Chabal before, right?
First. This
but you know what it is, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the kind. Okay, now I heard random topic. Sorry, we are hot take, but we talking about hot food. That's kind of in the same realm. So yeah, All Chabal is the original. And then Small Chabal started doing like I think one started in Wicker somewhere, and then they kind of been popping up all over the place now. Very good smash burger. Really solid milkshake. Now they kind of got the steak fries, which a lot of places don't have no more. So that's always like they golden, kind of like steak fries. So.
Man, Now that you say that, you're absolutely right. I haven't seen steak fries anywhere in ages.
The only place I know is around here in Oak Park. Yeah, it's like a Vienna beef place. But yeah. Back to wrestling. Hey, we kind of wrestling kind of ties in everything on the menu. So Braun Strowman be on USA Network eating food. There we go. We bring it back to wrestling.
And while we on the food, I do want to say thank you to everybody that did come out to Tata's on Saturday. Saturday was brick. It was cold out there, dude. So for the people that did come out, thank y'all, man, for tuning in. I asked all of them to, add NMG TV and watch us on here and all this good stuff. But I definitely added them to the community that we're building on Facebook. So make sure you guys, this is promo spot here. Make sure you guys search in the groups on Facebook for Hot Take Community Chat. And man, just send that request. We'll definitely add you guys, and we're gonna try to have some fun there, talk wrestling, announce events and whatnot, and just try to have some good fun and meet a new friend for wrestling, because there's so much of it out there. You got indie wrestling. We don't get to cover that type of stuff here because we got to try to cover the main stuff. But it's so much wrestling out here, bro. Like, and shout out, we had some people come from Cleveland, Ohio, and from Indiana in that weather. So salute to y'all. Thank y'all for coming. And just more to come. We'll definitely let you guys know the next time.
Oh, you ain't tell me Tito and Randy were gonna be there.
Well, rest in peace to Tito.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know he was passed.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Tito passed. Tito died like right before his birthday. I think that was like in October.
Damn. Rest in peace, Tito, man.
I thought you was talking about the liquor at first. I'm like, no, you talking about the Jacksons.
Well, you said India. I could have been more current. I could have said Freddie. Oh man.
So before we wrap up, bro, I want to ask you just to kind of put a button on it. Now the scene is called to the career. Like I said, I believe he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure you second that notion. Who do you think is next for Gunther? Like, we haven't seen Randy in a while. They gave us a kind of a, could be AJ. We got that on Monday Night Raw. And we know that from that class that Cena was in, currently active in WWE is Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and I'm trying to think who else is left. There's supposed to be 3 guys that's left. Or is that it? I know Shelton Benjamin is still active, but he's not in WWE.
No, it's just Orton and Brock, basically.
Because there was a picture going around. It was kind of the older guys in the ring. But maybe they were, I think the picture was encompassing like AJ Styles, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Guys who are kind of, we know it's kind of, they last rides. So who, if you got the pencil, would be Gunther's next opponent? Whether he wins or loses, but especially now knowing that Brock is planning to retire after SummerSlam in Minnesota, who do you think should be that next opponent for Gunther? If he's going to be the one that's the new legend killer?
I'm going to go something off topic. I saw it real quick and I'll get back to that. Mm-hmm. Somebody said when Cena was making his rounds, they was like, they're so glad Elias and Kevin Owens squashed at me so they could sit ringside for Cena's last match. Because I remember Kevin Owens losing his mind. You're not. You're the same person. You and Ezekiel. That's my brother. But to answer your question, I think whatever happens in the chamber is going to be his WrestleMania opponent. So I think they'll build to that. Because I do think Gunther is going to be in the chamber to face the champion at whoever he chooses. Whoever doesn't get picked is going to be, in a sense, the next man to be challenged at WrestleMania. Whatever champion doesn't get picked, obviously, it's going to be a chamber match. See who faces either that champion. So I think Gunther will be in there. So whoever eliminates him, I'm thinking it's going to be AJ. I think that was the reason they did that. Because if Brock said he's done, and I don't see anybody else for Brock other than maybe Braun Breaker. Because they ain't gonna give Bronson Reed that much juice, so to speak. Because he already beat Roman. I was thinking maybe Bronson Reed, but I think Brock's if it's it for him for real, I think Gunther and Brock happens at SummerSlam. So I think it'll be AJ and Gunther at WrestleMania.
Okay.
I think that's where you go because with the Chamber coming up, I know we got the Rumble first. Excuse me. They did do that segment where Otis said he was offended. So, but in terms of actual feud, like I said, it'll probably be AJ because I don't think because if you're not carrying a title into Royal Rumble, more than likely, unless you know that 1 year, 2 years ago, or was it almost 2 years ago, they did that Fatal 4 Way with LA Knight, AJ, and Roman when they challenged, or Randy challenged Roman. Those three. So they did do that Fatal 4 Way situation. But I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon again, though. So I think, yeah, I'm guessing AJ. What do you think?
AJ makes a lot of sense. And then there's some rumors, but you don't want Jericho to come back and have that kind of opponent on the comeback trail. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, while I don't think Jericho would have a problem giving Gunther the rub, you don't want to do that upon return. So the rumor is that he's coming back for WrestleMania. So for me, that leaves actually AJ and Gunther would probably be more star power, I guess, star centric. I was gonna say maybe you run it back with Sheamus. Because Sheamus is another guy that's supposed to be retiring.
Yeah, they could be really doing that, going that route for him. But if they do that with Jericho, it could be one of those things where I don't know how many matches Jericho wants to have too. Though, what if Jericho is like the headliner and Gunther retires him at WrestleMania 4? Maybe it is Jericho. I don't know because Jericho could definitely be. He's had a great enough career. He's a headliner.
Does he come back? If he does come back, does he come back at the Rumble or like as a contestant, or do they?
He'll come back. He'll come back in the Rumble.
Okay.
I'm thinking, and they don't have to have. Everybody doesn't have to have a milestone year where they get inducted. But there's so many people that are headliners that have not been inducted yet. It's like you got to start getting some of these people in there because The Rock still hasn't been inducted yet.
Yeah.
The final boss.
Yeah. And he doing that on purpose, so he can definitely headline his year. Wait, is his dad in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he inducted both. He inducted
him and
High Chief, the same year.
Okay.
I'm thinking though, if Cena had his choice, I don't know. It depends on who he's closest to because obviously it's easy to say Randy should induct John Cena. That's easy. That goes without saying.
A case could be made for Edge too.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
But Cena's had so many great opponents. I wouldn't mind seeing like 2 or 3 guys induct him. Do something
different.
Yeah, something different. Like
because as you
Edge
were talking,
and Orton. Yeah.
As you were talking, bro, I sat in there and I thought about what about the guy that started off his whole championship run? Like he defeated JBL. What about JBL being the guy to induct him?
He is the one that came up with Big Match John. I just don't know if that's they're gonna want to do it big. No offense to JBL. I don't they ain't it. Nothing wrong with it.
Because you can go with either him or you could go with Kurt Angle. If you're gonna go old school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be one of those three though. I think it'll be between Orton, Punk, and Edge, if not like all three of them. Because
you can definitely do that.
Yeah. But if I had to pinpoint one, it would definitely be Orton. If you pinpoint one, it's gonna be Orton.
Okay.
Like I said, unless they let Cena pick, then I don't know because I don't know who his quote unquote closest friend in WWE is. Because like DIY, that's a real thing. Like they really are. I think Ciampa was like a groomsman in Johnny Gargano's wedding.
Right.
So I don't know if he was the best. He definitely was grooming. I don't know if he was the best man, but I'm saying in terms of just at least the WWE tie-in, because most people don't bring outside family members. They normally have some type of wrestling tie-in. People that, unless the person's deceased, obviously.
Right.
What do you call it?
Posthumous.
Posthumous, or I don't want to butcher it, but yeah, like with Vader, obviously his family inducted him.
Yeah.
So.
And you got people like that. I think Psycho Sid is in the Hall of Fame, is he not?
I believe so.
Because if he isn't, I was gonna say I know he recently passed too. That's another person.
Yeah.
Who possibly go in.
Yep.
But yeah, man, as we get ready to close, I just want to get your thoughts because I forgot to mention this when we were on Raw talking about the weekly recap. What do you think about the reveal of Austin Theory being the masked man that attacked Punk at War Games? Being revealed as that.
I'm fine with it from a standpoint that he has a tie-in with Seth, so it made sense. Seth was kind of at one point his quote-unquote mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, they could tie that into why he did what he did, because he could just say that, hey, Seth was the first guy that took a chance on me and took me under his wing type thing. Because initially, when they called him up, I know they tried to do that pairing with Andrade and all of them, but in terms, they were kind of like trying to be like equals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they could kind of play it that way, that Seth was my mentor at one point, even though, you know, they did have a feud a few years ago of the United States Championship. It's still one of those things that could be the explanation for it. And it's a young enough talent where, like I said, it's somebody that doesn't overshadow anybody else in the division. So now you kind of have three guys who've all been singles champions on the main roster, and Braun Breaker, two-time Intercontinental champion, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory, both former United States champions. So it's one of those things where now you don't know who necessarily will be that standout, even though we think it's going to be Braun Breaker more than likely. But you can kind of piece that together just as a guy that beat John Cena at WrestleMania before. So I'm fine with that. Taz would have been cool because not that the profits need to split, but it potentially catapults him as a single star. But hey, maybe Taz gets to push as a babyface. Who knows? We don't know who's going to have that United States Championship. We always talk about new guys. That could be a guy that takes the title off Dragunov. I don't even know why I didn't think of Taz. It's going to be somebody to make them a star, basically. I don't think it's going to be one of those situations where Dragunov drops it to a veteran. I think when he does, it's going to be another star being made in the sense that Sammy tried. Yeah. So it could be. It might be Montez for all we know, and that might be a better spot because I do think Taz has enough personality to be a heel, but I'd rather see him in that babyface position personally with his athleticism, because I think he's not going to be able to wow people as much as athleticism because they don't like heels doing the stuff. What did Vince call it? The flippy stuff.
Yeah. Because even with Seth's capable of that stuff, but when
but he kind of
he turns it off. He does more ground and pound when he's a heel. Man, I was on the fence about it. Because I knew the rumor was it was Tez the night of, and then the other night it was supposed to be Austin Theory, and Finn Balor actually name got dropped in that hat as well. And I just was like, I would have liked Tez would have been a surprise, like that would have been a full-on surprise because nobody would have been able to call that. So that's kind of why I was rooting for that, because that would have been something completely fresh. And now the vision becomes this thing where it's like, you know what? All of you older guys, y'all got to go. You've had your time in the sun. It's our time now. So you got them unified. You're getting all of these unholy alliances all under the guise of a hostile takeover. You know what I'm saying? And that would also kind of tie into the storyline that's told in WWE 2K25, where they have this group. And ironically, they got CM Punk, Kevin Owens, and Bayley as the three heads of the group. It was called Mutiny, but that was basically what it was. It was an uprise of Mutiny with CM Punk, Kevin Owens, Bayley leading the new talent, you know what I'm saying, and invading the other shows. So I just thought it would have been some kind of like a nod to that too, to see some newer talent there.
Yeah.
But we'll see where it goes with Austin Theory, man. It's not like he's not ring capable. He can go. He's shown that he can go in the ring. It's just about seeing if he can capitalize. And who knows? They can always do revisionist history, and they can have Tez attack him if it doesn't work out in Austin Theory favor, and he be like, "Yo, I'm the real man with the match." You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, maybe it's gonna be a Grande Americano situation where most will.
Got that too. Yeah. A lot of men in masks.
Here come the men in masks.
Yeah. With SWV on the vocals.
No, with Trick Willie on the track.
Oh man. And on that note, bam, people, please make sure y'all following us. So it's the end of the year. We're gonna do some retweaking on a lot of this stuff. So for right now, I'm gonna ask you guys to Follow us on TikTok, Hot Take Wrestling. On Instagram, I'm gonna give you guys the new Instagram again until we have access to our old main one. Instead of that one, just go ahead and follow us, HTWP _ HTAD. Follow that on Instagram. All right. On Twitter or X, follow us at Wrestling Take. Twitch, follow us at Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. YouTube is NMG TV. Please smash that subscribe button. You can watch all of things that are Hot Take and Hot Take After Dark, as well as Boulevard Ave Radio, Chauvin is Pigs, one of the alumni shows, Donde Devereaux, another alumni show, Woman to Woman, etc. You know what I mean? We produced a lot of good content over there. So make sure you smash that button, follow us, and I guarantee you will enjoy it. You will find something that you like. Outside of that, once again, thank you all for coming out to Top Tiles last Saturday. As I said on Boulevard Ave, man, I'm taking hostings now, son. So y'all want Old Man Logan or Logan the Machine to come and host your event, participate in your event in some form of capacity. Y'all go ahead and DM the boy. Old man _man_ Logan _Inc. on all social media platforms. And let's get to it. It ain't gonna be cheap though. Believe that. Well, it might be. It's gonna be cheaper than everybody else, but it's gonna be. I'm still nicely changed. All right, man. KG, you got anything else you want to say to the people, man, before we get up out of here?
No, actually, I have no more quips tonight. I'm all out of bullets, and I'm not talking about clubs.
There you have it, then. People, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We will be back at our. Well, I don't know. Next Wednesday is Christmas Eve. KG, how you feeling, man?
We could do a surprise pop-up Tuesday episode, or up to you. I don't think I have any plans, but we can play it by ear. But we should still be recording at some point.
Okay, I kind of like the idea of recording on Tuesday. I think I do. Christmas Eve, we'll leave Christmas Eve for Christmas, and so good people. We'll see you guys. The party will start Tuesday at 8 p.m. If anything changes, me and KG will make sure I'll make a post on IG or on everything. Let everybody know. The party will start this week, 8 p.m. Tuesday, tentatively. If anything else changes, if not, or if things do change, you all have a safe, happy holidays. We got Christmas.
If Meta doesn't stop us again.
That part. Metaing, messing with stuff. But hopefully we'll have access to our main page.
Is he the third guy?
Hopefully we'll have access back. I'm trying my best to get it back for us. But yeah, man, until next time, this is Old Man Logan. This is KG signing off. Let me get our intro music queued up, and we'll see you guys next week, baby.